Hey, everybody. We are live. It is the Talking Habs pregame show for the New York Rangers at the Montreal Canadiens. How's everybody doing? Hey, David, how's it going, buddy? I'm doing great. Go Habs, go! All right. So, what's the news for today? Well, I guess the news for this game is Victor Mété's out with a broken foot. He won't be returning for the regular season, but I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs. But if they do, he may be back for that. And they called up Charles Hudon on an emergency basis. So I think when it's an emergency basis, it's possible he doesn't have to clear waivers. I'm not positive about that, but it's possible. And yeah, he'll be in the lineup. I don't know where in the lineup. We'll find out when the game starts. So for whoever's in here, give me your score for the game and who do you think will get the first goal for Montreal? So who do you think? What do you think the score will be, and who gets the first game for Montreal? Well, that's a pretty good view. See all my hockey cards back there? That's how many I still have. I had a fire. I'm gonna say it's like 5 years ago. It's March. It was March 10th, 5 years ago. So those are the cards I was able to save. I lost a lot of cards in the fire, but I got those. I just put them in the room. So it's part of the new decoration. I'll do something with them. Probably do another hockey card video. Okay, I'm going to switch it over to the other window. Volume is off. There we go. All right, so David's got 3-1 Montreal. First goal, Max Domi. Good call because Domi is hot right now. And, yeah, that's a good call because it's kind of – whoops, there's a good chance – sorry, I had to adjust my camera. There's a good chance that Domi will score. Okay, so for me, I have it. Okay, when I was doing my preview, so in case any of you here hadn't watched my preview, so I was writing out at the end, I write, okay, game prediction, and then I make my prediction. And I just wrote out game prediction, and without skipping a beat or thinking about it, 5-2 Rangers. That's how it came out. So I'm going 5-2 Rangers. And when I wrote first Habs scorer, and it came out, I don't even remember now. That's funny. It's Nick Suzuki. It just came out, first Habs scorer, Suzuki. I wrote it without thinking. So I'm going to go with it because maybe I'm a psychic. Who knows? I know I'm a psycho, but a psychic, maybe. Who knows? We will have to see. Happy birthday, I can't even say it. Happy birthday in advance, Wolverine. All right. I'm not sure how old you are, but happy birthday. Hopefully you can celebrate with a win tonight. Wouldn't that be nice? All right. Too bad it's not on a Habs game day. Then we could celebrate it right here. But happy birthday in advance. Cool. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something. And I forgot. No, that's terrible when you forget. It was important. That wasn't important if I forgot. Geez, where was I going? I had something in mind. Hey, Munib, how's it going? Thanks for coming in, buddy. Okay. Geez, what was it I was going to say? I hate when that. You ever have that happen to you? You got something important, and you just sidetrack for a second, and then, boom, it's gone. That's what happens when you get old. Senior moment. I wanted to either announce something. Well, I guess for the people who are in here now, I don't know if any of you have Discord, but the link for my Discord is in the description. For any of you older guys that might be watching this now or on a replay, if you're not sure what Discord is, if you are my age or a little older, you might remember MIRC back in the day in the 90s. I used to use that a lot. And Discord is basically a souped-up version of MIRC. So you have to download it, and then you can join. So if you're interested, you can go on there. We could talk. I'm going to be doing live voice chats. I did one yesterday. And thanks for King Angus and Nordic, and Nordic for coming in, and we had a nice chat. They're young guys, but honestly, had a good chat with them. They're knowledgeable about hockey. Surprised me how the quality of the chat. I didn't think I would have I don't know what the word is, but it was a good chat with them about hockey. Surprised me that they're knowledgeable like that. And Nordic is from Philadelphia. So yeah, anyways, it was just interesting. So you can do that on Discord. I'm going to be doing that one, two, 3 times a week. I'll announce it before, so it'll be up there an hour or two before I'm going to do this. But it's cool because you could you put your headphones on and you can we talk to each other. It's not typing. It's a voice chat thing. But if you're in there, I mean, you can go in there, talk to other people. There's different rooms. You can do different things. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. So I'm just kind of getting used to using it and everything. So I'm enjoying it. Geez, guys, nobody wants to talk to me today. What's going on? Is there more over here? No, it's the same thing. So what's going on in your lives, and what would you what is your prediction? The words won't come out right today for the game tonight, and who gets Montreal's first goal? Why am I? Oh, I was spinning there. Why would I have been spinning? I'm plugged in. I shouldn't be spinning. The hell is that about? If anything stops my live stream now, because I'm plugged in, it shouldn't stop. Would be my computer shuts down every now and then. It's my son, my middle son's older computer. It's actually a pretty decent computer, and yeah, it'll shut down every now and then. It's done it to me a couple of times, but once in a live stream. So if it does that, I will come right back with a new live stream and just wait, and you'll see the announcement. It'll come back. So don't worry about that. But hopefully it won't do that. As in knock wood, my head's made of wood. Mooney, 4-2 Petrie, 4-2 Montreal, with Jeff Petrie getting the first goal. Okay, so we got Munib is in. There's only 4 people in here now. There were just 7 people here a minute ago. Did I chase people away from my live stream? Oh my God. We had a snowstorm here in Toronto where I live. Don't you just love Canadian winters? Yeah, we got one here too, but fortunately, they were calling for like as much as possibly 40 centimeters hitting Montreal. It's over now, and I would say we might have got 5 centimeters, maybe a little more. So not a lot of snow, which is really nice. The weather's going to cool off here for a few days, but I mean, it's not winter weather, really, not really cold. And then starting on, I want to say Monday, we start getting back into the positive numbers, and March is here, and maybe spring is on its way. The storm was horrible. Yeah, not here. Really, here it wasn't bad. It's just like pesky because it's still snowing really kind of lightly, but the wind is strong, so it blows it right in your face, and it's just uncomfortable, but not a lot of snow, I want to say. Quentin, hey, welcome in, Quentin. Storm wasn't that bad. Yeah, no, Europe must be in Quebec. It wasn't that bad here in Montreal at all. David, a big snowstorm in Ottawa. It was a lot of snow in Ottawa. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of places that actually got the full extent of what they were calling for, but Montreal did not. They said it was a possibility of up to 40. Then they were calling 10 to 15, and I would say we got about 5. I really think we got about 5. And Quentin was saying last year we had 25 plus. It was bad last year. We did have a big snowstorm at the end. And we had some snow in March. I don't know what we're going to get this year, but the weather's not nearly as cold. So either chalk that up to climate change, global warming, which is what I think it is, or it's just one of those years. David Robinson. Hey, David, welcome in. You did call it earlier. I got that in the comment. It's not for the contest tonight, so it's not a big deal. But don't forget Saturday's game. We are playing Carolina. Going to be one of those good games because of that Aho contract, and then on Twitter, all of the offer sheet. Oh my God, fans, especially on Twitter, were horrible to each other. It's created a bit of a rivalry, at least between the fans, but I do think so between the 2 teams as well. And I'm looking forward to a really good game. I'd love to see Montreal beat them on Saturday because Carolina is probably going to make playoffs. And if Montreal can keep them out of it by beating them, well, I'm all for that. Because I mean, I don't really have anything against the players, that not really. But the fans, And I'm not a guy that has anything against fans, but Carolina's fans were really nasty to me in general. There were one or two that were actually really nice about it, and there were the rest of them. I mean, I got threats, physical threats from Carolina fans. I wasn't worried about it, but you know, I think I reported one of them because he kind of threatened to beat me up if I go to Carolina because he knows what I look like and I don't know what he looks like. Yeah, whatever. I was scared, shaking my hand. It's not shaking, man. I'm not scared. Um, how bad is Drouin's injury? Oh, this is something I don't know anything about. I saw something about that Drouin's not playing tonight, but I haven't seen anything on Twitter to confirm this or to give a reason why. But I will just probably say it's probably his wrist is bothering him. He hasn't been looking comfortable out there. He hasn't been able to really shoot from the point or to shoot well at all. So maybe it's something to do with his wrist, but I haven't heard anything official about it. So your guess is as good as mine. So I'm wondering where everybody is. Tip cow hockey fan. Sorry, Rick. Tip. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Dave. David, what is that? Tip cow hockey fans. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Okay, so once again, I'm going to remind everybody, if anybody's new that wasn't here before, like 30, no, it's not 30 seconds, a few minutes ago, the Discord, join the Discord. The link is in the description, so you can join up there if you've got it. And, oh yeah, I'm going to be podcasting. I'm working on it right now. I am planning to talk about a number of things. I want to talk about Cole Caulfield and his season in the NCAA is fast approaching an end. And I kind of want to talk about what I think should happen, my updated version of what I think should happen. I've thought about this a lot. And, over the season, how things always change. They're up and down. So this is my latest thinking about what Cole Caulfield should do or what we should do with him. There's a rumor that is not that it's being spread by Pierre LeBrun, but it's from Pierre LeBrun. This was heard that over the summer, Marc Bergevin will be busy after July 1st. He's looking to hit a home run and acquiring somebody. So it's vague on what that might be. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that and what I think he should do in the offseason. What areas need to improve on the team going into next year to make the playoffs? And how much better would they be if there were no major changes made? Who should they target in the draft? I'm going to try to do that. Should they try to trade up in the draft? And what kind of players should they draft? And by that, I mean like risky players that have high ceilings, solid, steady players. Like what kind of players should they really go after? And does that make a difference? And that's what I plan to talk about in the podcast. It'll be available at local podcast stores near you, whatever that means. No, it's like on 7 or 8 platforms. And yeah, I'll post it around and hopefully you guys will listen and enjoy it. Oh, you wrote typical hockey fans. Okay, who's typical hockey fans now? Who are you talking about now? Let me see. I don't know who you mean by like who are the typical hockey fans? Montreal. You know what? Most fan bases are the same. The hardcore fans are kind of crazy. We're all kind of crazy. Yeah, you're right, David. Well, maybe not typical. No, hockey fans in general are cool because, I mean, that's what this channel is about. Cool hockey fans who don't have to beat up on each other to get a point across or put somebody down or whatever. So no, that's not typical. I think I think it's just stupid on their part. Wolverine, do I think Domi is a true center now, or is he better at the wing and go back to that position? No, he's not a true center. Defensively, I don't know if he's really. If you're in need of a center, he can play center. He's not defensively responsible enough to be a good center. I think he'd be better winger. Thing is that Domi seems to want to be a center, but I think by the beginning of next season, I think he will be starting at. I personally think he'll be starting at wing depending on how some of the things happen, or if Bergevin goes out and actually brings in another center to bridge the gap until some of the kids come up and actually, get some experience and stuff. So I don't know. It'll depend on what happens, I think, in the off season. But I think Domi is a winger, and he should be playing wing. Right now, he's playing center because we need him on the third line with KK being back in being in Laval. So it's kind of a necessity again. But at least this time, it's a necessity to have him at third line center, not first or second, which is a good thing because I don't really think he's a natural center. What do you guys think about Domi as being a center? And I would love to hear your opinions on Domi's an RFA at the end of the year. I'd love to hear what you guys think about whether or not, A, we should sign him or not, and B, what kind of term you would give him and what kind of money you would like to see him get. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think about that. Vidam, hi there, buddy. How's it going, Vidam? It's let's see, it's just after midnight over in Slovakia where Vidam is, so he's up late. And he works tomorrow, I bet. So David, Claudia Julian. Claude Julien announced that Drouin was out due to an ankle injury. Oh, see, this I did not hear. I don't know anything about it. I was assuming the wrist. I don't know. I know nothing about the injury, so you guys might know more. So if anybody is out there that knows what the injury to Drouin is, please put it in the let us know in the chat, and then we can discuss it if we need to. But I didn't know that it was an ankle injury, so that's different. I don't know when that would have happened. He hasn't looked right. He seemed to be getting a little bit more comfortable, but he hasn't looked right completely. I know he's been complaining of some soreness in the wrist. And with a wrist injury, your slap shot depends on it. So when he's at the point playing the power play, he doesn't have much of a shot right now. So, yeah, this is new. Hopefully it won't keep him out of the lineup too long. Vidam, I am actually doing pretty good. Having a pretty decent day. I was so tired after the draft day. I did like 11 and a half hours of either following along, figuring everything out, preparing a video, posting a bit, like all that. It was a long day. And I took a day off. Pretty much a day and a half off of not doing anything. And I'm feeling a lot better today. I wanted to do a little more video work today. I was kind of brainstorming for new ideas, and I didn't really come up with anything I like yet. So thank God there's a game today, so I can put out a couple videos and have a live stream. Just to keep it's a big drop off, and it's not even that I care about if I take a day off and there's less watchers. I mean, that's okay, but bloody YouTube, they let you know in your dashboard like, hey, your videos didn't you got less views than you normally get. Like, what are you gonna do about it? That's how you feel anyway. So yeah, if I didn't put pressure on myself about videos before I hit got the 1,000 subscribers, well, and now YouTube will put it on there for me, so it doesn't really get any better. But I was brainstorming, and I didn't come up with anything. If you guys have any good ideas, hey, right now, let me know. And if there's any good ideas that I can do, I would be very willing to do them. I do not mind having your guys' input into what kind of videos you want to see, because, hey, you're the guys watching them. And I could always use help in ideas. Anybody who says, well, I don't want ideas from my viewers. Of course you want ideas from your viewers. You're the guys watching the videos. So, yeah, if you guys got any ideas that you think I might be able to do or that would be interesting for, think about it as timely stuff. If it's stuff that I would probably do in the summer, I won't do that now because I'm going to need material in the summer. So I've got a lot of ideas for that. That I don't want to use up right now. So, yeah. David, Rick, you mean the trade deadline, not the draft? Oh, what did I mean? I'm not sure why you asked me that. Because you know what, David? I'm sorry. I'm not. You got to tell me why you asked me that. Sorry. Vitam, the hell, how much did you spend for all that Montreal merch? What I'm wearing? I've been wearing, no, this, I got this at Walmart, the hat. 15 bucks at Walmart, not expensive. Not a great, like, official hat or anything. But when you're poor, you, yeah, Walmart always carry. I live in Montreal, so Walmart here always carries Habs gear. That's one good thing as a Habs fan. When you're in other cities and you want to get Habs gear, not as easy. Although you could always order online, but it gets expensive. But living in the city where the team is always gets you. You can get Habs merch everywhere. David, Rick, how about a cook and review? Yeah, I remember. I know I talked about that. I'm not really set up. See, the camera I'm using is a webcam. So to do a cooking review thing, I have to get another camera that I can kind of put on top. So I kind of need two cameras, one I can look at, and it would have to be an edited thing. So I don't do editing yet, but it's coming because now I have help. My boys are helping me, so I'm hoping to get one of them to start doing some editing for me. I don't have to worry about whether they'll hear that in advance because they don't watch my videos. Oddly enough, my three boys aren't into hockey. I tried when they were young. I tried not so much with my youngest because I gave up at that point, although he was the one most interested in skating. But they never took to watching hockey with me and getting into the Habs, so it's odd. But once I'm able to do these different things, then I want to do that because I like that idea of I'll be cooking my supper and I'll do the review while I'm cooking and talk, it's like a cooking show and a hockey show. But that's for the future. But yeah, but I wanted something new, a new idea. Oh, I said draft by accident. Oh, I didn't mean that. I meant trade deadline. I guess I was talking about the trade deadline. All that's behind me. Oh, well, again, Walmart, that big blanket that's on the wall. I still know how it's, to me, it's on the screen, it's there. No, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Okay, so the Canadiens blanket, which I'm probably pointing at wrongly. That, again, not expensive, 10 bucks at Walmart. The poncho that's behind me there, that was given to me by David, not David Arthur. I'm struggling for his name, and that's horrible. I apologize, David, if you're watching. I don't mean to do that. And yeah, that's my so far first and only unboxing. If you ever guys want to ever send anything, I welcome everything. And it's not like, oh, give me stuff. But if you ever want to send anything like that interests you, that you want me to see, just get in touch with me through the email that's in my description. And yeah, we'll figure out how to get it. I'd rather not just say, here, my address. But, if you're sending me something, I'll give you a way to send it to me. So if you want to do it. So that poncho is that. The hat that's there, that's the one I used to wear. That was given to me by a friend, and that's a good quality hat, actually. I don't know where I'm pointing anymore. The picture of Frank Mahovlich behind me was given to me by David as well with the poncho. Those two hats are hats. I don't even know how I got them. I think people gave them to me just because they're Canadiens, but they don't fit me well and they kind of slide off, so I don't wear them, but they're perfect up there. And then that other thing there, I bought it. I don't know where I bought it. I didn't even have the dollar store. I bought that Habs, the blue Habs thing that's hanging there. Now, the sweaters and stuff behind me, that black jacket is a really nice jacket. That's a 49ers jacket, a really nice 49ers jacket. And that was given to me by a late friend of mine. If anybody knows when I talk about Patty Mack, that's my buddy out in BC. His dad and I were really close friends, and that's how I met Pat. I knew his dad before. One of those things, like it's a father-son relationship, a mentor. I wasn't getting along with my dad very well at the time, and we just hit it off and were really close friends, and he didn't drive, and I drove him around and stuff like that. And I got that. I guess it was an inheritance, right? So he left it to me, put it that way. The two Habs sweaters there were given to me by my ex, and I don't remember how she got them, but she gave them to me because of the channel, and I love Habs. So those two red sweaters, And the other stuff, just there's just two yellow from my senior hockey days, old timers hockey days. That was the team color. The Rockets. The funny like it's the Laval Rocket, but I used to run that Rockets team. And there's another jacket there, the Trailblazers. That's from my late mother's second husband, and he was an American and he loved basketball. So I grabbed that because it's sports. And then I have a bunch of basketball shirts, but I got those oddly again through my ex neighbor of hers. Her son lost a lot of weight. My boys are a little big, so he couldn't wear all these clothes that he had. Most of it almost gave it to my ex-wife, and my boys didn't want the sports stuff, so I took it. I'm not into basketball, but I like the cut off sleeveless stuff, which I won't wear on camera because I'm old and I want to show you my out of shape arms right now. So I got those that way. So oddly enough, it didn't cost me much for any of that because it didn't cost me anything really, except for the Walmart stuff. But yeah, it's not enough stuff in the new area here, and I will be moving in might be July, maybe as late as October, but I'm moving this year, and I'm leaving there's room open there for two reasons: for me to acquire new things, and for if you guys want to send anything and you want it to be on the wall, hey, send it and I will put it up on the wall. And then it'll be stuff that you guys gave me. And if I get a ton of stuff, I like to change it up anyway and have a different look. And like I haven't yet in this new setup yet, but you'll see one day you'll look and say, well, something's different. So I like to do that. So yeah. So yeah, it didn't cost me much for anything yet. But this summer, I do hope that from that fire, when I hopefully get my settlement from it, it should come this year. I'm going to buy some new Habs gear. So stuff for me to wear and stuff to put up on the walls. Let's see now. If I want to really improve, I should buy a 60 FPS webcam at first. Yeah, like I said, when I get my settlement money, this was a gift from one of my boys. So I didn't have much say, but it's working really well. It's an improvement, like a huge improvement over my phone. As far as the quality of the picture is that much clearer and better. I don't have the wide angle view, but I was experimenting the other day with this. I don't know if anybody knows what this is. This is a lens that you put over the existing lens. Now on the phone isn't a good enough camera so that it kind of blurred it out. But I've found a way to put it on my webcam, and it opens the room completely. It's a little bit blurrier than normal, but it's very acceptable. Problem is the way the webcam is and everything, and to get it up, I don't have a way to put the webcam anywhere so I haven't figured that out yet. As soon as I've got that, I'm going to try with this thing and open up the room to you guys. You can literally see the whole room. So yeah, that means I have to keep my room clean. This is my room. My studio is my room, so I have to keep my bed made all the time and keep everything clean, which I normally do anyway. It's not a big deal. Joe is in the room. Joe, welcome back in, Joe. Got used to not having you here. It's crazy. Good to see you in again, buddy. Thanks. Got a mod in the room. Vitaman Full HD 2. That was one of the biggest disappointments was I didn't get the full HD, but for my son's part, we did it. It was a Secret Santa thing. We placed a limit on how much to spend. And we said to be rigid about it. So it's not like, oh, you could have spent more. You could have, but we insisted on it being rigid. And yeah, I'm still very happy with it because just the look of it is so much better. The only thing I'm not happy with is I got to figure out, and my kids will show me this, how do you override the microphone on the cam so I can use my actual microphone, which has a much better sound to it. So that's coming soon too. Plus, this live stream is going to have a different look. I don't want to say when because I don't know how long it'll take us to set up my Streamlabs OBS. But once the OBS is set up, then it'll be I won't be live streaming directly off YouTube. It'll be through OBS, and it'll be a different look. So that's coming in the future too. So you guys, you know about Hot Take Hockey. I'm sure you other guys, because the hockey guy streams, I'm sure, directly off YouTube. But I'm going to have more of a look like John's look, not copying him, but in that he uses an OBS, I believe, because he's got that template there. Yeah, a lot of hand gestures. And the hands don't actually talk. I don't know what I'm doing. So, David, yes, you don't have that yet. That T-shirt will be coming. I believe it'll be coming in March. I'm just, it's for me a little bit financial thing. I don't have the money to ship everything yet, but I'll be able to do that in March. And like I said, I will let you know when it's on the way. So you don't go looking in the mailbox every day. Don't do that. I will let you know that I went and shipped it. I'm going to let you know that I shipped it. And I haven't seen Noah for a while, but Noah, who won the T-shirt, it's the same problem. I will be getting that in March and shipping that to you as well. So I'm sorry for the delay, but I promise you that's coming. I'm not. I guess some YouTubers do that. I won't be doing that. That I promise you. Yeah, because listen. Also, hopefully in the future, you know, through the super chats and all that, that's going to support the prizes and the shipping and all that of that. That's kind of what it does. So till then, it's here and there. So you got to wait till there's a new window open up where I'm able to do it. Sorry, guys, but you know sometimes that's how it is. In Slovakia, this is Vidam. I will get all these for like, whoa. It went away. Hang on, Vidam. Getting back to you. For like 500. I don't know what your money is to call it, so I'm not going to give it a name. So that's why I was asking. Yeah, look, if I had to buy, look, those Habs sweaters, those are older, so I don't know what they were worth back in the day. Probably $100. Nowadays, you want to get an official Habs sweater, you're looking at about $250 to $300, unless you find a deal online. But if you go down to the Habs store, you're paying a lot of money. Not cheap. Joe's got great news. Just heard yesterday that Noah Juulsen's healthy. He's coming back to the Rockets soon. He was in practice the other day in contact sweater. Yep. I guess that's the news I forgot. But see, this is how I look at it with Noah Juulsen. And I'm really happy he's back because I'm not taking anything away from that. Because of the two setbacks that he's had, I'd rather look at it like this. Noah Juulsen, yeah, I'm happy he's doing all that. I'm not counting on him yet. He's not in my picture for the future right now. So that at a time when they announced that Noah Juulsen is 100% healthy, he's back in the mix, it's kind of like a trade or, you know, it's like a good thing. Oh, look, we got something that we weren't counting on. So because of everything, I'm not going to count on him for the future right now. But I'm hoping that'll change very soon. So we'll see. But it is good news that he's feeling a lot better. He's skating. He's in contact uniform, so he's getting hit. And he's progressed. Desjardins Latelec. Love that name still. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Yeah, I'm having a great evening, a great day so far today, have to admit. Even with the snow, kept me inside. My dog does not like to go outside for long when it's either snowing. Depends on what kind. If it's snowing like lightly and it's not cold and it's not in her face too much, she'll walk, no problem. But if it is, she don't want to go anywhere. If it's raining, she don't want to go anywhere. So it was snowing like that today. So I barely had her out to pee and poo. That's it. I think if we were out in 3 walks already, if we were out 10 minutes, that was long. And we usually go out for 20 minutes or more each walk. So, yeah. But I've had a good day despite that. Let me see. Joe Big Shot. I see something on the bottom. I haven't read your thing, but I know I want to talk about this because I think we're on the same page, even though I haven't read it yet. It's time to fire Bergevin. Never makes an effort. Oh, we're not on the same page on that, except on your last part. Never makes an effort on free agency. Just sells depth in the interview. In the interview, he basically seems defeated. Even last year, 2 at least make the effort to get a guy like Gustafsson. Okay, I saw Gustafsson and I thought you were going in a different direction. Okay, here's my defense of Bergevin for that. For a couple of things he said. He looked disinterested. He was probably up all night. That by the time the interview came around, he had been up the whole, probably maybe in 48 hours. He was tired. That's what I got from that. I don't agree with you that he never makes an effort on free agency. We don't see everything he does. We only see that he did nothing because we didn't get anybody, or that he talks sometimes about what he might be doing. Well, we don't see everything he does and gets turned down on or whatever. Remember, a lot of free agents don't want to come here. For the main reason, though, it's not necessarily the taxes. The main reason to me is because we're not winning right now. We're not a playoff team. And until that happens, and we can do that one year, the next year we're trending to the playoffs, making the playoffs, guys will start to come here the following year because we're going to be winning. They want to go to winners. That's mostly what it is, unless they're money guys that just want to go for the money, and then those guys I don't want here anyway. So we don't see everything that Marc Bergevin does. And to think that you do, to say that he does nothing, I think is a misconception that's not fair. He does a lot of stuff that we just, no way we could know anything about. Does he sell depth? He just sells the depth. He doesn't just sell the depth, though. Thompson wasn't coming back next year, so what did you want him to do? Hang on to him, and then you don't even get the 5th rounder? And if you want to say, well, the 5th rounder is nothing, not true. It's not a lot of, it's rarer. It's way rarer that a 5th rounder makes it, but there's plenty of 5th rounders in the league. Jake Evans and Caden Primo are 7th rounders. So it's not that. And it's better to have that than to lose a guy for nothing. Kovalchuk was offered a contract he did not want to sign. That's one thing. I don't have that confirmed. Saw it from a good source. He had an offer for a 2nd rounder that wasn't solid. He decided not to wait for the next day to see if it was solid or it had fallen apart when he had a solid offer from Washington and Boston. So he asked Covey where he wanted to go, and he sent him to Washington. A 3rd rounder back for Kovalchuk, who is a guy that you signed as a UFA, and you paid him next to nothing, is, to me, fantastic. So if anybody's disappointed because it wasn't a 2nd or a 1st rounder, well, first of all, if you're thinking he was getting a 1st rounder for Kovalchuk, then you're delusional, or you're just over exuberant. If you thought he was going to get a 2nd rounder, there was a little hope for that. I didn't think they would. I thought it was more than likely a 3rd or even a 4th, but I hoped for a 2nd. But it turned out it was a 3rd round. There's nothing wrong with that. And he's not selling depth and getting nothing back. Every other team, you want to say Montreal does it? Every other team in the league does it. And they do just fine, or they struggle, just like Montreal. There's no difference. So it's not fair to pick on Montreal for doing things that every other team does. There's my rant for the day. And I ranted at Joe Big Shot. Sorry, Joe. I like you. Don't worry. I didn't mean anything by it. Just we're disagreeing. Now, I agree with you that I thought, and I said it, that in a video, that I was surprised at the Gustafsson deal that was for a 3rd rounder. And I thought Gustafsson was a guy that could come in here and be a top 4 left side defenseman. And he could have got him maybe for a 3rd rounder. And then if you're in the race, so you give him a 2nd rounder. I think Gustafsson might have been worth it, because there's a guy that I had targeted at the beginning of the season that they should go after. I think he's a puck moving left side defenseman. I think you sign him to a couple of years, he bridges the gap, or maybe he turns out that he's the kind of guy you want to keep here for longer than a couple of years. So, yeah, I agree with you on Gustafsson. Joe, I got Hudon to score the first. You don't give me a score, though. Where's your score? But you got Hudon. Today doesn't matter because it's not the contest. But on Saturday, you got to have the score and the goal scorer, buddy. Even if you're a mod, doesn't change anything. But yeah, Hudon. How come you? Oh, well, Jordan's not playing. That's true. Joe. Wait. Okay, that was a good. That's it. Yeah. Okay, I was gonna read it, but I mentioned that Gustafson was only a third round. That's all it costs. Okay, Vitam, if you want, I can help you with that OBS. I used to stream on Twitch a lot for months, and I know how to set it up in advance anyway. Yeah, my oldest, Zach, he's a gamer. He's always in there. He uses it all the time. He's going to set it up with me. It's not a matter of that I can't get it done now. It's a matter of the time I have to get this all done. So we're going to do this next week. We're already I've got an appointment with my son for next week to do the sounds weird to do the OBS. I want him to first of all show me how to use an OBS because I tried and my youngest kind of showed me, and then I tried it on my own and I couldn't do anything with it. But my oldest is going to show me how to do it. We're going to set up my new OBS thing that you guys will see it when I start, and I'll be able to do different kind of videos now when I get that running because I'll be able to do the voiceover stuff. And like when I do a video like where I recapped all the trades at the trade deadline, I could have done that on on a screen, me talking and you seeing it would have been a lot nicer video. So I want to be able to do that. This channel will never go into very high tech stuff. It's not me. I don't think this kind of content really requires all the quick cuts and the this and the that. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. I usually leave it in. If it's a bad mistake, I will. I'll start over. I'll start a video over, and that's it. It's take two. I've gotten to the point where I don't make a lot of bad mistakes anymore. So the small mistakes, I'm only human. We all make mistakes. I like to leave them in. You see me as I am. So I appreciate the offer, Vitam. I really do, and I'm not turning you down because you're far away or I don't know you. It's not. But my oldest son Zach is going to be able to show me all that. So it's going to be a little weird having my kids teach me things. I got to get used to that because that's how it changes now. I'm at that age where they're teaching me things, and so it's going to be fun working with my son. And they're all three involved in my Discord, and it's kind of cool. Take your time, Rick. Don't feel bad if you don't have a lot of money. I'm sure there's lots of us out there that have the same problem, and I don't feel bad about it. It's just the way things are. Even people with good jobs and good paychecks are living paycheck to paycheck these days. So I don't feel bad about it. I'm doing something about it. That's why I don't feel bad. I started this channel almost 14 months ago now, and in 14 months, I managed to get it to start to pay, if you want to call it that. It's very low. It's going to take me at least 2-3 months before I see any of that because it's that low right now. But I expected that. So it's nothing on anybody. I expected that to happen. But I've gone from that to there, and then I build on that. And I don't feel bad about it that I'm tight for money these days. It's everybody's story these days, isn't it? And believe me, this coronavirus is not going to be good for that. Things are going to get more expensive. It depends how they handle it, if they can get it under control. But I'm a little apprehensive about the next 12 months. Wolverine, Bergevin did try to get Duchesne and made the offer sheet on Aho last summer. I'll go with this. Okay, he definitely did try to get Duchesne, and I think Duchesne kind of used Montreal to get the better offer that he wanted from Nashville. But I'm also happy that Duchesne did not come here, and I was not. It's not a change of. I was on that the whole time. I was not for getting Duchesne, and if you look at the season he's had, I was right because that was a lot of money, a lot of term for a guy who's giving you what Nick Suzuki is giving you this year. And I'm really happy about that. So sometimes you don't always want those free agents. And the Aho offer sheet, I don't really know what the hell that was. I think that was a mistake on Bergevin. So here I am, a guy that will defend Bergevin when I think you guys are wrong about him or anybody is saying wrong about him. But I think here I'm confused about why he would do that. Offer sheet, not something that comes through. So what I think happened is whatever free agents he spoke to did not want to sign with Montreal. He couldn't get anybody to sign. And believe me, it's not like, oh, I'll just do the offer sheet and make it look like I'm doing something. No, come on, guys. Don't think like that. That's wrong. He couldn't get anybody to sign. And he did something that at least we'll see. We don't see the negotiations and the talks and the calls we don't see that. To us, he did nothing. So it's a confusing thing, that offer sheet. Why would he have done that? And if you're going to do it, make it worth the while. Give him a little more money than you need to. Take your shot at that way. Imagine what Aho would look like on our in our lineup right now. I mean, even if you got to give up the 4 first-rounders, it might have been worth it. So take that for what it is. Bergevin did try last summer. He did. He tried last summer at Wolverine. He did. Kyle Brake is in that room. Hey, buddy. Habs 4-1. Nick Suzuki. Suzuki first, then Hudon, Domi, and Petrie. With the others, he's calling all the goals. Well, there's no prize for that, even on Saturday, but I like your gumption there. Zibanejad will get the Ranger goal. Yeah, okay, don't need that, but that's a good pick. Zibanejad's really benefiting from having Panarin on his line, you think, guys? I saw his stats today when I did the preview. Guy's doing well with Panarin. It goes to show you Panarin's a hell of a hockey player. You know? Okay, let's see. Sick and tired of Bergevin tried thing. This is a Yoda situation. Do or do not. There is no try. He needs to be more aggressive. Listen, I've got to tell you, I disagree with you on that, Kyle, and for this reason. As I explained earlier, you might not have been in the room, so I'm going to explain it again. With Montreal, it seems, and it's been like this off and on through my fandom of the team, when Montreal is not doing well, it's not easy to get UFAs here. And the main reason for that is, why do they want to come here on a team that's not a contender and pay that heavy tax? When Montreal is winning and is a contender, the free agents come here because at that point they can see maybe winning a Stanley Cup, being high profile, being out there, all that kind of stuff, getting good numbers, all those good things. The tax thing isn't that big of a deal then, and they'll sign here. So I don't know that he can be more aggressive. I mean, what can he do? Can he grab the guy's hand and make him sign his signature, put a gun to his head? I mean, that's what I think he does everything else that he can. And I really believe that, and I'm not a Bergevin apologist. When he screws up, I will say it, but I think he does a lot better than people give him credit for. Let me see. Morgan Burton in the room. I'm going to go, by the way, guys, about another 10 minutes or maybe a little less, because the game is going to start soon. I got to get set up. Do I watch the Montreal hockey inside out? I used to. And then there was the night where, I don't remember what the opponent was. That was the night that Carey Price was interfered with in the crease in overtime to lose the game. And he stayed in the crease because he knew he was interfered with. And then Toronto War Room decided to say, no, that wasn't interference. And then he wouldn't come out of the room. And then those guys who are from the Gazette mostly, Stu Cowan writing about how he wouldn't come out of the room and he should have, and he's like kind of a baby about it, and tearing Carey Price down. And ever since then, I stopped watching that show. I don't anymore. And the stuff that I see coming out of it from Twitter is getting more and more ridiculous. So they're the Gazette writers. The only one there I like is Jessica Rusnak, but she put out something the other day that I thought was a little ridiculous too. And no, they're clickbaiters. They try to be overly dramatic for nothing. And no, I don't watch Hockey Inside Out. Did I rant enough about that? So no, I don't do that. Sorry, Morgan. Do you like it? Because listen, I might not like it. You're allowed to like it, and that's fine. That's just my opinion on it. So, oh, by the way, I see I got 5 thumbs up. I keep forgetting to do that. Anybody who hasn't given a thumbs up, if you like the live stream enough, can you give it a thumbs up? I'd like to get it to 10 if possible. It helps to trigger the algorithm. Thumbs up. Believe it or not, thumbs up are important to us creators because they help to trigger the algorithm to do good things for the video. So important. Thanks. Somebody just did it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's get as many thumbs up as we can get. Plus, just before I go, because I'm going soon, join the Discord in the link in the description. My podcast, while not the individual episode, but the podcast where on Anchor where I have it, the link is in the description. I've got 4 of them out so far. 1 is a pilot and 3 episodes. Episode 4 is working on right now. I'm showing you there, giving it away. And that should be out, I want to say tomorrow night, but by Saturday it'll be out. And yeah, look for it. I will post it and I will let you guys know. And thumbs up, yeah, like I said. And if anybody hasn't subscribed and you're here, you found it online, you're in, I would appreciate a subscribe and ring the notifications bell. You're going to get more videos like this. I'd appreciate that. And let's get back to you guys. Okay, David, see, you said talk to you later. Have a good one. Enjoy the game. Gislain, hey, buddy. Typical. Gislain loves to come in with 5 minutes left. Hey, Gislain, how's it going? 4-3 Habs, and this time he's picking Gallagher. Morgan, Hockey Inside Out, lost. Yeah, they lost Chris Nyland at the beginning of this season. He did a few shows, and then he was out. And I wonder if Chris Nyland has a reputation that he would like to keep. And I'm wondering if he figured out what I figured out too, is that they're just sensationalist journalists and they like clickbait, and maybe their ideas or their opinions aren't very, look, they're subjective. I might not like them. They're theirs. I shouldn't say that. I give out my opinions, and my opinions aren't always right. I know that, but I just don't agree with them anymore. Let me see. What do I think Gallagher? Do I think Gallagher is one of the most underrated players in the NHL? I don't really think he's underrated by the hockey players, but he may be underrated by some of the sports people in the media. But I don't think the hockey players underrate Gallagher very much. Just sorry to be late. Just went out shoveling. Yeah, don't worry. I understand, and you never have to apologize for being late. Don't worry. You all have lives like I do. Sometimes I can't do videos that you guys might be expecting, and I can't do it. It's because I got a life. I hope you'll understand. So, hey, I don't ever want to be one of those guys like, hey, where were you? It started an hour ago. Do people do that on live streams? I would think not. If they do, don't stay in their live streams. What about Pat Boone? Pat Boone? Wait, Mike Boone. Mike Boone, not Pat Boone. Pat Boone was a singer back in the day. I'm not sure your age, Morgan, but I think you're not a young guy. You're more along my age lines, probably younger than me, but Pat Boone was a singer. I think you're thinking of Mike Boone because he is a journalist here, but he covers, I think, geez, I don't know if he's working anymore. Do they have him on Hockey Inside Out? I thought he was an Alouettes guy more, Mike Boone, but maybe I'm wrong. But he hasn't been around for a while. Kyle Brake, yeah, Stu Cowan. I used to like it, but like it too. But now it's just the armchair GM show. That's what it is. And Cowan's comments after that game should have gotten his press credentials revoked. That's what I say. I used to like Stu Cowan. Honestly, I only keep him on my Twitter feed because I want to see what the wrong opinion is. Because ever since that, I've noticed that I don't really agree with him very much. So I figured, why am I watching this thing? And I don't mind watching people with a different opinion than me. It's always good to see what everybody else is thinking. But I just don't like them, knowing that they're sensationalists and they're just trying to get people to click. There's something I learned. This is going to be the last thing I say, so sorry if I haven't answered any. Brandon Bailey, welcome in, but I'm right at the end. He's got 3-1 Montreal with Tuna. Okay, I was about to say one thing I learned about doing YouTube, and I did this mistake when I started, was clickbait. Now, clickbait is a sensational title, a sensational thumbnail, and you don't deliver in the video at all. That's clickbait. I learned very early on that if I'm going to have a clickbaity title or a clickbaity thumbnail, which is fine to have, as long as what is in the video is represented by that. So if your content covers it, it's fine. So you'll see, I do clickbaity kind of, I try anyway, clickbaity kind of thumbs, because that's what attracts people. I try to get as clickbaity a title as I can because it attracts people, but I try to give what I'm saying in the title and the thumbnail in the content. It's rare I don't cover, it's rare I do clickbait. I don't know if I've done any of that in a long time, and I won't do it. And I don't like people who do that. Okay, guys, it's almost 7. I got to get going. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I don't know what else to say. Just thank you guys for supporting us. I always say thanks. I appreciate it. I have so much fun. I was really tired again. I was like, oh my God. The other day I was tired on one and it didn't come off well, and I was worried it was going to happen again, but not this time. I got my energy. I really have fun doing this. So almost sorry to see it go, but that means there's a hockey game coming on, so that's cool. So listen, I'll be. It's Saturday. It's the Saturday night hockey talk. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 90 minutes before the game or not. Definitely an hour, but I'll try to do like an hour and 15 as a minimum, and I think I'll do that. So I'll probably start at 5:30 and go to 6:45 on Saturday. So look for that. I'll put it out early, and hope to see you guys there. And don't forget, get your game score and your goal scorer on Saturday, because there's a hockey puck to win. And if there's more than one winner, there's more than one hockey puck to go out. And it'll go out when I put out the T-shirts and send them out at the same time. So I've been going on longer than I wanted, of course. And thanks, everybody, for watching. I am going to go now and hit the button that says end stream. Thanks, guys. Peace out. Appreciate it.